Welcome back to Pilates with Marilyn. My name is Marilyn Harder, Pilates instructor and Pilates master trainer. Welcome to season 2, episode 6 of our Pilates flow and mind-body connection intentions. So today all you're going to need is a mat. We are going to be working on our planks, so if you have any sort of wrist things going on, remember you can check out season 1 for modifications. All right, let's go ahead and come into a quadruped position to start. Hands on your mat, underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Just take a moment, draw your shoulders back and down, let your eyes gaze forward a few inches, and see if you can imagine a long rod from the crown of the head out the tailbone. Now, keeping that rod really straight, I want you to breathe. Big inhale in through the nose. Exhale, blow in all your air. Draw your belly up to that rod. Feel that corset cinch around the midsection. Let's do that again. Big inhale in through the nose. Exhale, blow out all that air. Draw the belly up to the rod. And now we're going to go ahead and just move that spine. Let's look towards the right hip, just doing a little lateral side bend, and then looking towards the left. And then just continue to move, just feeling out your body, starting that movement. Notice what happens in pressure between your hands and your knees. I like adding a little bit of mobility before we go through activation. Try to lighten the pressure on your hands. Can you draw the weight up just a bit? And then come back to center, and we're going to go into a cat and cow. So we're going to round up like a hollowing cat. Try and draw up from the belly like someone is lifting you from the waistline. Drop your gaze towards the pubic bone. I need to walk myself a little more center. And then go ahead and drop that belly nice and low, lengthening in 2 directions, and then continue to let that tailbone lift, the belly drop low. Try not to collapse. Think about creating length, and then draw up from the belly. Can you use those abdominals to draw the belly towards the spine and continue? Like that tailbone is just gently dropping towards the floor, shoulders wide, gazing towards that pubic bone. And let's go one more time. Drop that tailbone. Let it gently lift. Create that length through the spine. And come back to center. All right, if you're noticing that your wrists are already speaking to you, remember to press into that carpal arch, that pinky side, and or you can always fold that mat in towards you, find the edge. And I'll just demo this for a few. All right, so I want you to go ahead and just take a moment and see if we can take right hand, tap it to left shoulder. Can you find that nice solid line of the spine? Draw your belly to you. Draw the belly up rather than sinking the back low. Good. This should minimize the movement of the hips. Once you've got it, we're going to go ahead and lift one leg. I want you to shift and just hover a knee and drop it down. Shift, hover the other knee, drop it down. Now try to do it without mobilizing the hips too much. There's a little rotation. It happens at the mid back, not the low back. All right, we are going to combine this almost like a little walk or a crawl. So let's unfurl our mat, and let's go ahead and lift the left leg, right arm. Try to keep that body nice and solid. Set it down. Same side. Let's go ahead and lift that left leg, right arm, and tap it. Let's go one more. Now, shift both arm and leg forward about 2 inches and shift your body weight down. Now, keeping the weight in the back leg, front arm, can you lift that arm and leg up again? Left leg, right arm. Whoo! That's a lot harder than you think it's gonna be. We'll go one more. Draw those arms back underneath you, set it down, sink your body weight back. Let's do that other side. Take a moment, broaden your collarbone. Let's float the right leg, left arm, and set it down. It takes so much concentration to not move. And set it down. Stay connected, let it be intuitive. Now, shift both forward a couple inches and let your body weight come forward. Now, trying to keep the left shin, right hand anchored. Float those arms up and set it down. And do it again. Float those arms up, set it down. Okay, last one, float those arms up, send the arm and leg back, and then recenter yourself back into place. All right, let's come off those wrists a moment and come up to a thigh stretch position. So hips, knees, and heels all in one alignment. Don't let those toes touch. Arms float out in front of you. Press that pubic bone forward. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, let's hinge back. Allowing your body to stay straight in the line. Hold it there. Big inhale in. Pull that belly into the rod of the spine. And restack it back up nice and tall. Let's do that one more time. You should feel a stretch in your thighs. Inhale here. Exhale. Hinge back. Inhale to hold. Exhale, pull that belly into the rod of the spine. Stack back up nice and tall. All right, we're gonna go ahead and come around to that quadruped position one more time. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Let's go ahead and curl the toes under this time. Good. Remember, if you have hypermobile elbows, to make sure that they're not locked. Find the rod of the spine, and then exhale, hover those knees. Let's press up, hold it there. This is a commitment to yourself. Push yourself. Count it down with me. 5, you can do it. 4, squeeze the buttons. 3, hold it, 2, and 1. Slowly set those knees down. Come back up to that kneeling position. Let's give our shoulders a little roll. All right, I said it was a commitment to yourself because I want you to remember commitment is hard. Roll it up, back, and down, but worth it. How good do you feel? All right, let's take those arms out to the side, palms flip down. And we're gonna take the palms up towards the ceiling, feeling that natural hugging underneath the armpit. And then roll the palms down. Don't let the shoulders follow. Flip those palms up towards the ceiling, shoulders back and down, flip the palms down. Okay, we're gonna do a few more here. And I just wanna talk about commitment. So commitment to the relationship with yourself is like commitment to a relationship with a spouse, a significant other. And let's go ahead and go one more. Let's bend those arms up like you're hugging a tree. And I want you to go ahead and take it out 2 inches, hugging down from the shoulder blades up 2 inches. Like you're lifting up 100 pounds. Elbows push down into 100 pounds, palms lift up into 100 pounds. Good. There's lots of beautiful wind today. We'll go one more. And let's go ahead and hold that goalpost position, and let's slide it up an inch, down an inch. So again, commitment to yourself. We're not expecting the relationship to be perfect all the time, but you are expected to show up all the time. Let's go ahead and go 2 more. Showing up for yourself means moving. Showing up for yourself means listening to the inherent cues of your body. Let's go ahead and sit down to the side, feeding it with good food, good relationship, time for recovery and time for self without judgment. So let's come down into a forearm position, like a forearm plank, dropping that hip down. Find the length of the spine. See if you can find the rod of the spine in this position, and then exhale, completely pulling the belly into the rod of the spine. All right, top leg is going to extend. We're going into little lifts and lowers. They're tiny, you can even tap the floor, just don't rest there. Now the goal is to keep that length of the spine. So just like a relationship with someone else, it takes communication. Time spent in your body is communication with your body. If you do not take the time to check in, I start every single morning thinking about what my body feels, toes all the way to the crown of my head. It's my inventory. If you don't take that time, you don't start your day with intention. You don't start your day with communication. Let's go, last one. Roll the knee up towards the ceiling and let's lift and lower. Just like with a person that you have a relationship with, it's like waking up and not saying good morning to someone. It starts the day off funky. There's a disconnect in that relationship. So communion with yourself can be as simple as, I'm feeling this one, as a hello and good morning. Last one, and set your leg down. All right, we're gonna internally rotate, reset the length of your spine, and let's go. Just like if you were going to talk to someone in your household and say good morning, generally you're gonna say, what do you have on the plate for today? Sometimes you do this in the evening. That's a fine place to do it too. And that gives them a chance to collect their thoughts, show you and tell you where they have time for you in your relationship, when they're going to be busy, and it sets up expectations. Let's go 2 more. Ooh, they're tiny today. Last one, don't judge it. And go ahead and bring it in. All right, we're gonna roll back to that quadruped position. We can do the same thing with our body. Let's go into that committed hover. Do your best. Remember, you can always come down to your forearms if you need to. Forearms on a coffee table or a box is the best. Shoulders back and down. And let's go ahead and exhale, hover. Engage those glutes, find the length of your spine, the rod of the spine, and pull that belly in. We're going for 10 this time. Squeeze. And we'll go 8, 7. Count in your head. Give yourself that light at the end of the tunnel. You got this. 3, and 2, and 1. Good, go ahead and set it down. Let's spin around. So often, and I would say as a default in just life, we don't check in with ourselves. Pull that belly in, find the length of the spine, see if you can find the rod of the spine. If you notice, as I teach, I make you check in before we move. That's intentional. It's communion with your body. Let's extend that top leg and lift and lower, whatever it feels like to you. Remember, keep it in the right muscle. This one's even smaller than the other side. I'm okay with that. Think about lifting up that bottom rib because my body is good. All right, so starting your day. Checking in with your body, seeing how it feels. Checking in with yourself. What does your day look like? Where are you really busy? Where do you fit in your schedule? Where is that relationship to you? For me, I am hardwired to have alone time to recover. The days that feel like off days for me are the times that I don't take time of complete silence and quiet to have just to myself. Let's go 2 more and 1. All right, externally rotate that leg. This leg is harder today. Resetting for me, and I'm gonna lift and lower. For me, that usually is a bubble bath. I love the bubble baths. Know that self-love and self-care, though, is far more than that bubble bath time. It is the quiet time, it's the resetting time, it's time to move your body, it's the time that you have carved out just for you. That's what commitment is, in your self-care. And we'll go 2 more. It is also a commitment to forgive ourselves. Let's go ahead and roll that knee in. If every time someone we're in a relationship with disappointed us or, whatever, communicated poorly, missed an appointment or an obligation, let's go ahead and lift it up, miscommunicated, if we did not have a commitment to forgiveness, our relationships would not last very long. We would be quite lonely. We talk it out, we find the root of the problem, and we reset. You can do that with yourself too. So when your body communicates to you that says, ooh, I don't feel good, maybe I haven't moved enough lately, have a conversation with yourself. Where has that happened? Are you working too much? Are you relaxing too much? What is it? Do you feel stressed out? Last 2. Communicate about it. Bring that in. We're gonna roll over onto our back and reset it. You have infinite opportunities to reset a relationship at any time. All right, feet hip distance, we're gonna go ahead and roll it on down. Use the abdominal, drawing against the length of your spine. Can you keep that spine as long as you possibly can? Make your way all the way down to the bottom. When you do, lift your hips up, set them down. Square them off if you need to, I do. Lift your ribs up, set them down. Let them be there. All right, let's go into some toe taps. Pressing those hands down by your sides, float those knees up. Draw the belly into the length of the spine, and I'm feeling a light touch of my back all the way crown to tail. And float the other leg up. All right, engage your glutes. So sometimes relationships get dysfunctional. Just like marriages can get dysfunctional, relationships between parent and child, sister and brother, co-workers, etc. And you don't know how to fix it. In that case, in the traditional world, we go to marriage counseling or group therapy or whatever. And it's a way to help increase communication. Well, you can do that with the relationship with yourself. We'll go ahead and go one more. Sometimes we need a coach. Bring those E's in. Someone to tell us what we do not know. We are too close to the problem to see. All right, pressing those hands into the shins. Big inhale here. Exhale. Chest lift up. Good. Now hold it here. Now I want you to go ahead and gaze at your belly. Chin is long. Nice double chin. Don't choke it to your chest. Exhale. Flatten and widen the belly. Extend one leg out. Single leg stretch. We're just going to go for tempo today. Find the freedom of movement. Find the stretch in between. And go. And go. I was thinking too much about it, and my patterns got off. So just know our mind can get in the way of something that we've done a million times with ease and frequency. So checking in with my body, I'm recommitting to just feel. Closing my eyes, just letting my body do what it wants to do without judgment. There's no good, there is no bad, there just is. Last pair for me, and I set your head down. Look from right to left. I felt a few communications with my body through that freedom of movement. My right glute did not want to show up to the party, so my right hip flexor was feeling some feels. For those of you who had no movement, you probably saw it. Okay, feet are flat, palms up towards the ceiling. Spread the toes out wide, press the feet into the earth. Okay, inhale here. We're gonna lift up into the bridge. So what kind of coaches are there for your relationship with self? And go ahead and hinge that back down, light tap, and go again. Well, if your relationship is disconnected around your body, there are so many different avenues to approach. You can work internally with a nutritionist, health coach. Maybe it's your doctor or naturopathic or naturopath. Maybe, as you continue, it might be physical and movement and you need a personal trainer, or you need a Pilates instructor, wink, or maybe you need some yoga, somebody to help you move better. Maybe it's a body worker, someone that just helps you really get back into your body, whether it's through spiritual modalities, counseling, helping you heal wounds that you're unable to even access by yourself. Just know that when you feel stuck, there are plenty of resources for answers. And just like your relationship with the people you love and care about most are worth that time, that money, that investment, your relationship with yourself is worth that time, that money, that investment. Okay, we'll go ahead and go two more. Life is too short to live dull, to live muted, to live miserable, to live disconnected. if every moment is not filled with either joy or information, you're missing out. If you can't recover from getting knocked off center, and you know what I mean by that, probably something came to your head, immediately or within 24 to 48 hours, there is work to do. And we'll go one more. Let's lower your hips halfway down, pause and hold. All right, in this position, I want you to just squeeze up a few inches, release down a few inches. So that's what I mean about commitment. Commitment is work. Commitment is hard sometimes. Commitment, though, is worth it. The beauty and the joy and the purity of experience, man, it is something I didn't even know existed for so long. Let's go one more. So, if that didn't inspire you, watch this flow again, listen to it, let it penetrate your soul. Let's float our hands back behind our head, shoulders draw back and down, just the chest lift. Inhale here, exhale, chest lift up. Good. Hold it here, big inhale, try and come up a few more inches. Gaze towards your belly. If anything negative or judgmental comes up, remind yourself, I don't accept that. And we're going to go ahead and inhale to grow longer. Exhale, we're going to rotate armpit towards the opposite hip without moving our legs or side bending. It's just a rotation across the rod of the spine. Inhale, center. If anything judgmental comes up, I want you just to remember to say, I don't accept that. And we're going to be taking our rib cage across to the opposite hip. So big inhale here. Exhale, we're going to rotate along the spiral of the spine. Inhale, come back to center. And let's exhale, go the other side, or the rod of the spine. And inhale, come back to center. Notice if you can feel the fabric of your midsection twisting. Can you find that connection from upper rib to lower hip? Notice which one is a little bit less connected. For me, it's headed that way. So after this last set, I'm going to do 3 to the side that feels most challenging. Now, if you felt fairly equal, inhale, come back to center. Go ahead and just continue to alternate for 2 more. Double chin, really deep neck flexors. Last one. Come back to center, set the head down, arms come back by our sides. Going into that bridge again, pull those heels towards your hips. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly begin to curl through the spine. Visualize each of the vertebrae rolling up and through. Remember not to pop that rib cage. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly peel it on down. All right, now at the bottom, we're going to add a chest lift up, chest lift up. Take that right hand behind your head. Inhale here. We're going to rotate to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Slowly make your way down. And once that head hits, curl through the tailbone, roll and round it up to that bridge. Really try to push those hips open. Inhale here. Exhale. Slowly roll and make your way down. As soon as that tailbone hits, chest lift up. Wrap your hand behind that left side. Inhale here. Exhale, rotate up and across. Inhale, come back to center and slowly make your way down. All right, we're going to do one more set, and on this set, flip the palms up. Slowly articulate through the spine. Now I really want you to think about commitment to the movement. So commitment to the movement is about being mindful through the entire movement. Mindful means aware. What muscles am I feeling? Do I know what's coming next? Is my mind in the moment? Or is it focused in on the next piece? Slowly make your way down. Can you commit to be in the moment for each and every piece and part. Chest lift up, left hand wraps around, and exhale up and over and across. Come back to center and slowly make your way down. All right, let's go ahead and roll into a really good imprint. Find that core, float the knees up to that tabletop position. Inhale here, exhale, chest lift up. We're going into that full crisscross. And so we're going to take those hands back behind our head, elbows wide, shoulders into their back pockets. And we're going to add a toe tap to it. Right leg toe taps as we come over and across. Inhale, center. Feel free to take this back to any other expression of this rotation. Whew. Really focus in on the length of that spine. So often in a relationship, just as in the relationship with a self, things become so sticky that we don't know how to reconnect on our own. We don't know how to recommit. We've lost trust in ourselves, trust in our bodies, trust in our emotions. Or we feel so far gone, knees into the chest, give yourself a little rock from right to left, that we don't know where to begin unfurling. So let's bring our hands to our knee, chest lift up, rock it up. In those moments, we need a coach. Let's go ahead and roll to one side. So you can come into that side lifted position or all the way down for our set of clams, lining ourselves up to the back of the mat. Bottom leg lifts. Find the connection. Heels pressed together. Hips are stacked. Bottom rib is lifted. And you're in one nice long line from the crown of the head to the toe. And let's engage to lift. So just as you need a marriage counselor sometimes to communicate between spouses, you need sometimes a coach to help you communicate and commit to your body, to the experience of yourself. Whether it is a nutrition coach, health coach, group, it could be a personal trainer or committing to regular classes where there's a schedule and you write it in your planner and you make yourself a priority. Whether it is a counselor or spiritual growth, maybe it's church, maybe it's something that will focus in on your own intuition. Whatever that is for you, that's part of our accountability. Commitment includes accountability. So don't forget yourself in the same way that you would ask commitment of a spouse if you were working on the marriage. And that would be, maybe they're going to a marriage retreat. Maybe they're committing to do something that makes you happy, date night. You put it on the calendar and all of a sudden you look forward to it. So sometimes what once begins as a chore all of a sudden becomes part of your joy. Let's go ahead and go a few more. And last one, we're going to hold it up there at the top and we're going to pulse, tiny little contract and release. And we've got 8, 7, good, keep going. Feel it right into that glute med. See if you can push through. Commitment sometimes means pushing, but also commitment means knowing your body. We've got 3 more. So if you're no longer working in connection, that's when we break. Commit to yourself. Last one. And let's go ahead and bring those knees in. We're going to tuck them in. Come up to a kneeling position for our thigh stretch. Knees in line with the hips, in line with the toes. Just turn myself sideways so you can see. One hand onto the low back sacrum, one hand to the rib cage. And we're going to inhale here. Exhale, hinge at those knees. Try to keep your body in one nice long alignment. Don't let that line break. Think about the length through that spine. And exhale, stack back up nice and tall. Let's float those arms forward. Keep the hands where they are if you need them. Let's go again. Inhale here. Exhale, hinge it back. Find that connection. Open that left arm. Eyes guide. Eyes guide that spine. Pull it back in. Find the length. Crown to that tail. Think about quality of movement. And restack it back up nice and tall. Let's lay on down. Finish out with those clams. Finish out with your workout today. And I want you to allow your mind to connect with that intuition and within you, that knowing what is off. Hips are stacked, legs are together, heels are anchored. We're one long line through the spine. That bottom side of the body is unweighted from the floor. And we're going to engage to lift. So allow your mind, conscious mind and unconscious mind, to take a quick inventory. What about your experience in your body are you most disconnected with? Is it your workouts? Is it the movement of your body? Is it your food? Maybe alcohol intake? Is it just a general overwhelming stress and not sure how to be right now? Allow your mind and your soul to communicate with each other here. There is no wrong answer. You may come up with multiple answers. Think about it. Allow your body. Focus in on your gut, your chest, your throat. Which one do you feel most in your body when you think about it? That's the one where you may need to take action first. And you know yourself. Do you need a coach for accountability? Or do you just need a good planner? Something where you can write it down and commit? Or are you someone who just commits, period? You know you. Use your tools. Let your intuition and knowing guide you. What works for me is not going to necessarily work for you. I need it in my calendar. That's how I commit. My time flows where my energy is focused. We'll go ahead and go one more. Hold it up there. And let's contract and release. Tiny little squeeze and release. You got it. And we'll go 4 and 3. Neck is long. 2. Oh wait, we didn't do enough. We've got to do 4 more. Total of 8. Sometimes being in my God flow, where it speaks through me, I lose count of numbers. Last one. And then we'll go ahead and bring it on down. Let's roll over onto our back, finish out with a nice, beautiful stretch. And I want you to think about commitment. Crossing that ankle over the other knee if this feels good. You can bring it on in if that feels even better. And I want you to just imagine what your soul will feel like if and when you communicate with your body and recommit. For me, when I am off kilter, it shows up in my food. It shows up as a chaos. Shows up in my body in inflammation, poor sleep, migraines. Let's go ahead and switch. Again, all driven from my intake. So my body gives me the warning signals of I'm off. And that offness, if you will, always triggers a reset. Eventually, when the pain of staying the same far exceeds the pain of change. And let's go ahead and relax on down. Rock up to a seated position. And I want to thank you for spending this time with me today. I appreciate you supporting Pilates with Marilyn, but more importantly, I appreciate that you are taking time for yourself. You are honoring the commitment in the most important relationship you have, and that is the one between you and your body, yourself, your soul, your purpose. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Visit our team at corporatehippiconnection.com. And thank you again. Practice self-care today. You are worth it.